Hello everyone, George here, and we're back again with this particular project where I am extending gameplay for something we put together earlier on that I hadn't shown before on YouTube except for the prior video where we added this room. And now we're going to continue on, and what I think I want to do here is, so we go from this room here, which is going to be sort of the beginning of teaching you things, because you got to pull the lever, and that's going to open up these bookshelves. And then you're going to come down these steps. The steps will, of course, break eventually, and you will be in this room. The room will reinforce the controls again on these monitors, and then you'll come into this room right here, and that's where basically you get a bunch of warning stuff. It tells you, uh-oh, things are going bad, and so forth and so on. And then you'll leave that and come into this area right here, and then the real gameplay is going to begin. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is extending this hallway all the way up to here, and the reason for that is I think I need more room and space for what's actually happening here, because right now I'm kind of butting everything up against this wall over here, these different walls actually, and I don't have any room to do much, especially if I want to do something like increase the amount of office space, like make these a little bit larger or add additional units. I can't really do much over here. So the finale is you get into this room and basically pick up 2 guns and are able to shoot and fire at things. What I think we're going to do is make it happen earlier that you're able to shoot and fire stuff. So I need something that occurs before this final room. So if we just grab the escape room by itself, and I'm going to push this back, I think, quite a bit. Maybe not. You know what? What I could do is add an armory off to the side of here, and with that, keep this door locked until you've actually gone through it. And then with that, you're pretty much set up. Like this door right here will be locked, and you can't go through until after you've done what you're supposed to do. Yeah, you know, I could probably do that. That probably shouldn't be an issue. Although I'm not particularly happy with the model for that, but it's all right. So let's do that. Let's just add some sort of blanket armory type area. And I'm guessing it looks like I already have a door cut out for something earlier that I probably got rid of. So we're going to use that door, I think, to extrude outwards. So shift right click extrude. Let's move this in a segment. Let's do the same thing. I'm going to hit the G key. I guess for this armory, well, at least this is a path to the armory, I should say. Is that wide enough? It doesn't look very wide. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I can grab this side now, hit the G key, and I am going to thicken this up a bit. So you come in here. I'll need to put a door up there as well, but I can wait on that for the moment. And now you're in this area. So what's going to happen now? Well, I kind of want you to have to go through a series of trials to get back out here, or at least have things come at you. So if we're going into this area, it's got to be deep enough, or you've got to get the door closed off and have an alternate route to get back. So we've got to think about that. And while I'm thinking about that, why don't we go ahead and try to do something else? So here we have one of the rooms. This one is supposed to be a room that's just full of various piping. The idea is it's a maintenance room, and it doesn't really do a whole lot at this point. So what I think I'm going to do is grab some of these things like this segment here. Let me see, is this going to be a group? Looks like it is. Great. I want to grab the shelf and I want to bring it over there just so I have more assets that I can work with. And let's rotate this thing 90 degrees. Come on over here, do 90. Frame on up. And I think I want to just put this against this back wall here and try to align it somewhat to the grid. Do the same thing again. Okay. So there's 2 of those now there. I would like for something to actually, I've got this large empty space right here that I could easily put something in if I wanted to extend this room off to another area. So that might be a good idea to do that. Then I have this saw blade room. And my biggest problem with a lot of these rooms right now is how boxy they are. They don't have any kind of real character to them. So I'm going to hide the top of this and take another look at it. And it looks like, if I remember correctly, when I did unwrap this, I did a horrible job of it because the sides actually they don't have any kind of representation. That is, I need to kind of scale them in to make them work properly. So if I were to grab like these 3, for instance, or actually one at a time, really, you can see how I need to do that to give it anything going on. Now, can I grab these and locally have them do something? No, of course not. Can I do it local to a face? So object, component, no. What if I just grab the whole thing and we try something dumb like an unfold? And it looks like it unfolded most of this stuff. Now let's do an orientation. There we go. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. At least now I have a little bit of UV space going on there that I can work with inside of Substance Painter later on. Now, there was an alternate room, and that's the spike room right here. Instead, saw blades were added to make it look a little bit more interesting. And I think, if I remember right, I wanted to, or at least we wanted to lower the saw blades into the floor, because right now they don't look correct. Because, I mean, they're not rotating around anything, right? They're just kind of up out of the floor. If anything, they would need to be like this to really make any sort of sense. So let's do that. Let's actually go ahead and lower all of these saw blades in the room to where they should be. And let's hide a few things that are getting in my way. Now, the reason why I had them coming out of the floor so far was to give the player more time and awareness that the saw blades were up there. So this could fundamentally change how the player reacts to the game, but I'm really not going to worry about that at the moment. So let's do that. So let's go back to display, show all, and bring these up a little bit. So now there is sort of more of a gap between the two, which isn't necessarily bad. It could work for us. Now I'm going to grab the ceiling and do the same unwrap to that. So let's go back to UV editor and UV shell, unfold the whole thing, and we are going to reorient that way. Perfect. Save that. I'm not happy with the hallways being just these square boxes. I do kind of want to break them up a bit and give them a little bit more geometry here and there. So in this area, to help break things up, I've got these pipes that run around the ceiling tops. I almost want to include something off the side of these, like an HVAC type system. You can see we have these elements here, which technically would work in a way towards that. So maybe I should do that in this side of the room and have something that sort of comes off the side of it. So let's bring that in. So I'm going to create what I guess I'm just going to call a segment of piping, or not piping, of like an HVAC system. So I'm going to go over here really quick and let's look up HVAC. And it looks like the tubes aren't square like I thought they'd be. Instead, they're round and highly reflective. All right. Although those ones are square. And I think this is what I want to go with. Although it's funny that I'm saying I want to go with something square when I just complained about how the room is overly square. I think I want to go with the squareness of these ones. So I'm going to do that. So the way I'm going to do this is create one of these, I think. So let's go to width of 2. Oh, whoops, that's subdivision. so it's too wide. And let's add a subdivision to the width. Actually, probably more than, let's add 3. Grab these, scale them together, and fix my transform. Instead of being on component, let's go to object and scale them down to something like this. Now I need to make the part that comes out a bit. So let's do that. So I'm just going to wear that out slightly there. I do want to round the edges off ever so slightly. So let's do a bevel edge. And we're going to do a fraction of almost nothing. That's still too much. That's better. I'm going to segment that up. We'll just do that, because I might have a lot of these, so I don't want to have too many. Now, I'm going to need to reuse this asset over and over and over again. And because of that, I'm going to make a slight variation. We're going to duplicate this object. Basically, we're creating a series of objects we're going to reuse. So let's take this one. I want to grab this face, do an extrusion on it, bring it in slightly, like this, I guess. Or actually, no, let's bring it out slightly. I'm going to hit the G key, bring it out now. G key again, now bring it in. I do want to bring this in enough to where I can just push it through, because on this one, we're going to actually see into it a bit. So I'm going to just push that back a bit, somewhere like that. And now I want to put a grate right there across the front of it. So let's go to, let's make another cube, bring it over here, frame it up. Let's add some detail to this just to make it easier to snap to things. So I'm going to go to insert edge loop, and I'm going to add one this way and add one that way just for now. To make life easier, I'll probably end up deleting that. What I want to do now is go to the number of subdivisions, and let's go to height and do something like 10. 10's a little low. Let's maybe do 12. It's looking better. So now let's grab each of these really quick. I don't really know what I'm doing right now, so kind of bear with me here. I'm going to do a bevel on those and get them kind of close. We only need one segment. So let's go to face mode now and just assume that this is going to work. What I'm basically trying to do here is, get them equally spaced and then delete all the stuff that I'm selecting right now. Okay, so now I've just got this sort of ribbon going on here, although I think I'm going to wait a second before doing that. I am going to go to F8, F8, insert edge loop tool, insert that one, bring this up somewhere around there, and then let's go to F8 again. Can I go to face now, or did I lose a selection? Looks like I lost it. But anyway, I'm just going to nuke all this stuff to make things a little bit faster. Whatever. I'll just do it by hand. It's just as easy. Whoops. Come on. W. Okay. Now we're going to get rid of a few other things, I think. So we've got those ribbons now. What I want to do is take the tops of each one and pull them back, I think. I am going to delete those for now, so everyone's uniform. Let's grab the top of, can I just grab the tops? Let's go to side view. This is going to be a mess because I got so much stuff going on. And let's just grab all of this, and I think I'm doing it right. I think. I don't really know. Yeah, so I have all the tops now. And I'm going to do it by scale. So let's go D and push this back. And now pull them all in like that. And now I've got my grading. Although, do I want to do it that way or do I want to do it this way? Because doing it that way, since it's going to be up. No, you know what? I do want the user to be able to see a little bit into it. So I'm going to do it this way because you're going to be looking up at it a lot and not down at it. So it makes more sense to do it that way. At least I think it does. I don't really know. Okay, so we have the top now, and the bottom is just kind of what it is right now. I'm trying to think, I'm going to need a bottom connection, but I'm going to need these verts to pretty much help me out. And I'm just going to push them in the basically outwards, and then I'm going to connect stuff up, I think, using some bridging and so forth to make this happen. And this is probably an overly complicated way to do this. It's probably a much faster and simpler way to do it. But I wanted to make sure everything stayed. Let's see. Can we do that? Yeah, we'll do that. I wanted to make sure everything stayed uniform, that I didn't really have any problems. Let's go to bridge. Good. Okay, and then now let's just bridge a few of these. Now we could use, what is it, the array tool? Make one of these and just array it down. That would work. I'm not doing that right now, obviously. Sometimes I'm dumb. Okay. All right. I think we're pretty close. Now, I don't believe it's going to be possible for the user to see the back side of this, so I'm not going to include the back face into the object. So let's go to Modify Center Pivot. There we are. And we're going to just sync this into here. So yeah, so they're not going to be able to see it. So perfect. Okay, so now we've got our piece that has grading on it. I'm going to grab this and this one and combine those two real quick. Edit, delete by type. Whoops. Edit, delete by type history. So now we need probably a curved piece to go around corners. So let's take this one out. And let's see, let's do this. Let's duplicate it, rotate it 90. Take this, put it here somewhere around a radius of some sort. Something like that. Grab these two faces. Oh, actually combine the objects first, right? Combine them. Select these two faces and let's do a bridge between them. So where is it? Bridge faces. And now let's do divisions. Ugh. Can I get... That's bad. Twisting's bad. I think I'm going to need... There we go. That's what I need. Curve type. Blend. Linear. Curve. Does it give me a curve to manipulate when I use this one? So let's go to shading. X-ray. I don't see a curve. Bridge type offset. So let's go to... Let's try bridge again. So we'll go to bridge. Let's go to smooth path plus curve. Divisions, we'll just say, so does curve not mean source target? Well, that's better. That's not great, but it's better. I need to pull them further away from each other. So let's undo that really quick. I need to grab this entire thing and grab just this half of it. I'm guessing the curved part of this just doesn't work unless you're, whoops. Go on, grab you, pull you, some distance away that's around some kind of a radius. So if we look at this from the top, it'll be a lot easier to kind of judge. So if we have a circle, it would be like this. And it needs, the distance here needs to be based upon, I think, the thickness of this object. So I'm just going to push this, whoops, somewhere. Let's see. Circle there. Yeah, let's try that. Right click, face, you and you. Hit apply. Much better. Now that's not nearly as much of a mess. Close that. Now I do need to add the break between these, combining. And probably one in the center as well. So we'll give that a go. So shift right click, bevel. Reduce the fractional amount. Did I get everything? Looks like it. That's wrong. I think this is the one I want. Actually, both of them, I'm wrong. I need to do divisions of 7 to get one in the center. Now I can grab this one, bevel, reduce that fractional amount, and I think that fraction's wrong compared to that one. Let's do 0.3. Okay, we'll go with that. Now let's select this whole bit, and finally this one, and we're going to do an extrusion now. Great. Now we're just going to pull that up a little bit so it matches kind of what's going on. Now these ones aren't going to look exactly like the other ones because of the order, but it'll be close enough so that I don't really care, or it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we've got that. Now I am going to go in here, I think, and nuke these end bits, most likely, so that I can connect these up to one of the other ones pretty easily. So if I'm connecting stuff, I'm going to get rid of this part, I think, and this part right here. Great. Edit. Let's grab these. Edit, delete by type. History. So now I've got this junction box that I can attach to different elements. So really, I mean, did that curve somehow actually get used? Crazy. It did. Wait a second. Edit, delete by type, history. Why is the curve still somehow attached to something? Delete that one. Do I have a curve? Oh, I do have a curve in there. So how do I get rid of that? There it is. Delete that curve. Save. This isn't around a real pivot, so that's going to kind of mess me up. But anyway, let's move this over. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Actually, the scale's off, isn't it? The scale on all of these is kind of high. So let's grab all these elements, and let's go maybe by 0.75. That looks a lot better. Edit, delete by type, history, save. Yeah, I can work with that, I think. I'm going to now need to start messing with the pivots on these objects, so I gotta pick a spot that makes sense. And let's go ahead and add some edge loops in here so I can attach things easily. That didn't work out very well now, did it? Let's try that again. Oh, I did screw something up. See that? How it broke up into two separate ones? Yeah, okay. This isn't going to work perfect, but we're just going to merge them to the centers for now. It's not going to follow the curve, I don't think. It did a pretty good job. I'll let it be. Oh, the bottom too. Bottom's messed up. Jeez. I really wasn't looking. Grab U and U, G, U and U, G, U and U, G. Save. We got an extrovert here too. You see that? Got to get rid of that one. Do it have the same problem at the top? Yep. Extrovert. Delete. Save. Oh, we got one there too. Delete that. Come back down. I'm sure there's one here. Yep. Okay. So now that that's gone, I think things are going to work out a lot better for us with trying to connect these components. So let's grab this one. Let's grab this one. Still is having problems bridging that area. And I'm wondering if that has something to do with me screwing something else up. Probably. So that worked fine. So it's probably just because I had done the cuts at different times. So all we're going to do now is shift right click multi-cut, cut U, and cut U. So why am I going through this? Just so that I have easy to snap 2 points that I can work with. These will probably get deleted out unless for some reason I need the geometry to be relatively equally cut up. The reason I might want that is if I'm bringing it into ZBrush, so that I don't have some segments that have wildly larger areas than others, so that when subdivisions occur, it's a natural kind of process. That would make more sense if I was actually showing you. Let's see, but we're not getting into ZBrush yet, and these are all still not the right scale. So we're going to grab all of them again, and I think I want to take it down to 0.65. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot better. Okay, we can go with that. All right, so now we need to start snapping things. So let's go WD over, snap, then snap, see D up, snap down there. And now we've snapped to that, so WD and over and to the very edge of things. Now we've got a pivot point I can work with other ones as well. And we can start getting things where they need to be, like around this corner, for instance. Now I don't know if I want it around that corner or if I actually want it along this corner. Trying to think. I kind of like it around that because then it goes right behind the exit sign. Kind of makes it interesting. But at the same time, there's already that exit sign right there, so I'm not adding a whole lot to the scene in terms of breaking it up. So putting it over here is probably a better idea overall. And that's just about the right place for that. So let's do this. And actually, I probably want to make one more of these with a segment that opens up. So for instance, sideways, so that I can make smaller vents pop out. So let's go to Insert Edge Loop Tool 2. Do it that way. I'm also going to do one going this way and this way. And now we need to play with these until we get something that we like. We're going to do something probably like that. And something probably like that. Maybe. Maybe it's bigger. And obviously we can just mirror these elements and create new ones. So let's duplicate this entire thing, move it, rotate it 90 degrees, and start scaling things. So move this to the center point of that. So let's make another cut here. Grab this F8, W, over, V that over there. Scale it down. Let's turn off X-ray mode because it's getting in my way now. because this is what I need to see, is when they line up close. Now I can grab this edge. I don't really need to see when they line up. I just need to get a general idea, because I'm just going to snap these things in the right locations. Now let's do this one. That's going to be to that top, and this one is going to be to there. Now I'm thinking I don't really need to do this. I can just have it sort of go right into the surface. There's really no reason for me to unify these two elements, but I think I should. No, I probably shouldn't. We're just going to let it be as is for right now. I'm going to take these two elements and merge them together. Now wait, this doesn't have, I need to get rid of these faces on this. There we go. So they can be connected together. Do the same thing actually on this one, except I'm going to move it first. I'm going to use that as a base template for creating these objects. Go here, go there, delete, save, great. And these two come together, and I should give them names, because I've been bad so far with that. So let's go to Edit, Delete by Type History. And actually, you know what? I used the main curve instead of, I used the curve that I'm working with instead of saving it. So let's move this down over here. So let's call this HVAC curve. All right, so this will be HVAC. I'm just going to call this branch terminated, I guess. I probably shouldn't do that all in caps. Not that it matters. Well, it matters in Unity, but yeah. That's branch. Come on. All right. So this is HVAC VAC underscore vent. HVAC generic, let's call it that, an HVAC template. Okay. In theory, I should not use a template ever, unless I'm making other pieces. All right, and really I should be going through and probably unwrapping these and a bunch of other crap as well. I'm just not going to deal with it at the moment. So let's take this one and move it up and break things up in this hallway. So we're going to put one there, just slide that somewhere into place. And let's go to the generic one again and move that over here. Bring that up and over. And we're going to do that twice, I think. And then we get to the curve, which we're going to ignore, I think. We're just going to take this and rotate it 90 degrees. Like that. Or 180. And that becomes the output into that room, whatever that might be. So something like that. So I might need actually another segment to make this work out, because, yeah, Control H, Control D, there we are. So that's going to go there. And then I guess I can terminate this right here. So Control D, W for right now. And then 180 this around. Frame up, W, bring that on up here. And where do I want to terminate? I guess I can do it right there. That should be good enough. Okay, so what is this going to be like in VR? So you're going to get this tubing over there, display, show all, display, show all. That's going to be over there. Yeah, I can go with that. That's going to work. I think so. And I think I'm going to just have this, if I can have it run into the wall, I'm going to. I don't know if I can. Control D, rotate it 90. It might be too large. Move this up and over. Control D it again. And it looks like it's going to go into my door, isn't it? Oh no, I might be able to get away with it actually. Okay, so let's start lining stuff up. So D, V snap to there, V snap there, and I am going to move this. Let's see, what do I have with my grid? So the grid doesn't do a wonderful job. Now I could have this go slightly into the wall if I wanted to, and that would definitely give me the space that I need. So what about vertically? Do I have something on the grid? Not really. So we're just going to pick something midway. Now I am going to hide this hallway. Let's do W, WD, bop, bop, and make sure it's vertically sound. It probably is. So snap that over there. Whoops. V and V. So we're good there. Now I need to snap to this, which is going to be probably a little bit of an issue. Display show all. I need to see where the wall starts and ends. Is this going into the wall? It is. Crap. Both of you go away. Pull that out to there. Okay. Now we don't have a problem. So V that. Now that's going right up against the wall right there. So I'm going to have to do, some geometry editing to make this work. So let's go to WD, V, and snap this over. Whoops. Pull this over. I need to retain component spacing. Where is that? Retain component spacing. There we go. All right. So now you're almost connected. It looks like it's a little high. So let's do, Now you don't have something I can work with for height, do you, generally? So let's do WDV to there, and then snap that, down to there. Okay, so now we've got that vent curving around. Let's do the same thing for this vent. So WDVU, up, V-snap, over, V-snap, and in snap. There we go. Once again, now we're just going to go down the whole line and make this happen. So I'm actually going to make this a little bit easier on myself. Let's just W, D, V, and V-snap U. W, V-snap, and U. I'm going to get all this in order before I do that next one. V-snap to U. My voice is all grumbly, or hard this morning. Harsh, I guess, is the real term I'm looking for. It's not helping me record. Come on, what are you doing? Oh, it's off to the side. W, DV, and V-snap, and vertically snap to there. Okay. See how much easier it is when we just do all these different segments? DV to U. Oh wait, did I duplicate the wrong thing? Well, no, but I can get rid of that. That's not helping me. Let's see, is there anything else? No, that's good. F8, F8 again, W. And V-snap, V-snap. Now let's go back in and select all of the, oh, looks like I screwed something up. What did I screw up this time? That, the height. Great. Okay, now let's go through and start grabbing these different elements. Oh, you know what? Is it gonna... No, it's not. Good. So V-snap that vertically. WDV there. V-snap that right there. Bring it down. and bring it over. And we're done. So now we've got a nice, oh, I missed one, it looks like. Whoops. What did I miss? This one. Let's go to modify center pivot. Do the same thing on that. W, DV, oh. Snap that there. W, DV, snap that there. Put that up there. Great. You know what? I like these enough that I think I'm going to export these out to my FNAF project. So why don't we do that really quick? I want to grab all of these elements, save it. Actually, I'm going to save this as the next iteration of this scene. So 1920. And let's go to File, Save as, or Save Selection. So File, Save Selection. Or Export Selection, excuse me. And we're going to do this as a Maya LT file. And let's put this in FNAF. And call that HVAC export. All right, so I'm happy with that. And this video is getting long at 45 minutes currently clocked. So I think I'm going to call it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, learned something new, or at least saw something interesting. I'll see you next time. So long. Goodbye.